Alright, we're gonna get into the gym. You had a train video. That should be a 2-in-1. This is my leg session from last week and one from earlier this week. So you can see here with the earthquake bar, I decided to go ahead and throw a little extra weight on the bar last week. Do a 5x5. I was feeling good at that. So you know what? Let me go ahead and put the 45 on there, the two 25-pounders, and then the water jugs in there as well. So yeah, it's well over 200 pounds. So I did 5x5 on that. So basically it was on about 245, but it felt like 275 or 295. And then right doing that, I went right doing some barbell hack squats. You can see right here, I have 3 25-pounders, 2 10s, and a 5 on there. So like 245 once again. And decided to go ahead and use the 25 place. I can go a lot deeper with this. You can see here, this is what I'm not bombing out. So basically, ain't no rest or dead stop. It's constant tension right there in the quads. Started doing the barbell hack squat. We're right doing some Jefferson squats. And so this video won't be super duper long since it's 2-in-1. I'm gonna show you one side exercise. And those of you guys may know, I'm actually working with Organic Flow, helping over the hip hop yoga class with B later on in a couple weeks. And of course, just to remind you very much of doing some of the warrior poses like warrior 1, warrior 2, get hip opener as well. So I'm doing the Jefferson squats and moving on up. I went right and doing some closed leg hack squats with dumbbells, and of course my feet are all set on the plate even though you really can't see it. And you see I went with the moving on up reference. And of course I had to superset this with some calf raises because my calves are exactly what needs to grow the most. This is what I'm doing to remain deadlift with the dumbbells. I'll show you like one thing I had to do on this day that actually really hurted my hamstrings. So you can see here, I'm doing this old superset where I'm actually doing some hip raises with my feet against the bench. First with the heels on there, then my toes on there, and finally single leg body weight. And my hammies and glutes weren't toasted enough, I then decided to grab a resistance band, lean against the bench, and now start doing this variation in hip bridge. And by doing that, I said, you know, I'm gonna punch my hamstrings even more and finish on my quadriceps by doing my leg press with the bands, as you can see right here. And for obvious reasons, I'm only gonna show you one side of this. And doing that, I decided to go right and do some abs. So I decided to do some ab crunches against my bench. And of course, with the decline bench, I'm doing them regular. And then of course to the side for my obliques. And finish workout session by doing some resistance band calf raises as well as resistance band ab crunches. If those of you guys have followed me on Instagram, you know this is my workout from yesterday. So you can see here, I was actually feeling a little worn out from doing a certain individual's Great Wolf Fitness's deadlift challenge. So I decided to go ahead and just do sets of 10 because I wasn't feeling like doing 5x5 on this day. So I dropped the weight back down. As you can see, I have a 45, 25 pound and like a 10 pound water jet to really work on my quads, my hammies. And from there, I decided to go ahead and do some front lunge with the earthquake bar because I want to get a little more stability as well as do a little more unilateral work. Really, if you guys, the earthquake bar tires y'all way more than regular free weights. Why at that point I was like, you know what? I'll do my finest ever thing off of some squats this time with the resistance bands. So I did about 5 sets, about 12 reps with the bench. You can see right here, just got the heaviest bands I could find and went from there. The second set you see right here didn't burn that much. By the time I got to my 5th and final set my quads were on fire at that point. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with my quads. So at this point, I went right to my bench. I do some hip raises against the bench. You can see at this point. I then decided to go ahead and finish some of my hamstrings by doing some dumbbell remain deadlifts. Many times before, have finished on my routine with some calves. So as you can see, I'm doing some barbell calf raises, followed by resistance band calf raises, as well as superset the resistance band calf raises with dumbbell calf raises. We'll see in a few seconds. One positive thing I will say is I can definitely see an improvement in my calves. And speaking about improvement, you want to do some self-improvement, check out Hip Hop Yoga, which will be presented by Organic Flow the first Friday of April. You'll see the ad in a few seconds.